Our simulation facilitators already engage in about 3 days of professional development, just learning about the standards of best practice for simulation. And then they come in and they learn about VR orientation. So they do psychological safety in VR, pre-briefing, facilitating, and debriefing. And then they also come back in again and they have a content-specific orientation. So before the students even come, we have engaged in a lot of orientation with our facilitators, because without the facilitators are really the backbone of the program, because they are the ones that are engaging in those debriefs with the students. They're the ones that are rotating the room and making sure that, that the students are on track with their learning during the simulation. So it's really important that we invest in all of that orientation for the facilitators. Our facilitators, I know somebody will ask this, so our facilitators are largely contract staff with a mix of some of our faculty. And then we turn around and we do the same thing with the students. We do an in-person presentation with them. Then they come in, they watch that video, they come in and they do the tutorial, and we give them a checklist of things that they need to complete while they're doing their orientation. And so it's kind of like you would have a scavenger hunt when you were on the unit with a student and things that you wanted them to figure out. So they have this little checklist. They have to do things like manipulate the patient, teleport within the UBSIM, manipulate the vital signs machine, reposition the patient, sign the medical administration record, get familiar with the electronic charting system, all those sorts of things. So it's a little scavenger hunt. So when they come in the next day for their actual learning, for their actual simulation, they've gotten through all of those sort of bumps and they're familiar with the environment. So they're ready to put on the headset and start learning. Now, I know it sounds like we've spent a lot of time in orientation, and we did. 2022 was super heavy on orientation, but it was worth it because we have VR ongoing in all years of the program. The only people now that we have to engage in orientation are new admissions to the college, or new staff. So we're not near as heavy on the orientation as we were that first year, but we invested a lot of time and it was important. So I'm glad that we did. What does a day in simulation look like when you're in VR? The same as when you're at the bedside with a mannequin. We engage in a pre-brief of approximately 5 to 10 minutes. Then we have a simulation in VR for approximately 15 to 20, depending, and then a robust debrief at approximately 20 minutes in length. And you can see we do it right in the simulation room in that one space that we're in.